This is my co-host, Joelyn Paris.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Today we have with us in the studio Errol John of Errol John Photography and Design. Errol, welcome
Hi.
to the show.
Yes.
Nice to have you here.
It's
Yes,
good
it
to be
is.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Errol, tell us a little about yourself. What do you want the Vincentian public to know about Errol John Mackenzie?
Well, I am the founder for Errol John Photography and Design, and we basically started this up earlier this year, around January. I used to do photography under the name Gem Photography, but I've always been interested in art and photography, although I never really studied it in school. It's always been something that I had some interest in. So through the web and seeing lots of great artwork and photography, I got really interested in it, and I just started, diving deeper and deeper into the water.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that our audience is a bit more acquainted with you, tell us why you decided to start your own business. Why didn't you go in town and look for a job like everybody else?
Oh well, well initially that was the thing. I did try to get a job like everybody else.
Mhm.
I did work at local graphic companies, and I have worked at other places as well. But what happened is, after I finished studying at UWI, I came back, couldn't find a job. I'm not going to sit around and do nothing.
Mhm.
And I have hobbies. I have things that I'm interested in.
Right.
So I just picked up and started doing what I'm doing. Decided to incorporate in January, and just continue working to see where it can take me, if I can provide for myself or generate my own income, that sort of thing. So I just wanted to stand on my own 2 feet, and that's what really propelled me.
So what services do you provide? Just photography and...
Well, the name speaks for itself. It is photography and digital design mainly. I do web development and web consulting. So I have done web development work, web design work,
Mhm.
but I haven't done much of it locally. So the main focus has been photography and digital design. Yeah.
Okay. So, any questions?
Sure. Going back to the job, was it easy to get a job? How many interviews you would have gone to?
What do you mean? As in getting
Getting a normal job.
a normal job?
Was it hard for you?
Initially, when I first started out doing graphic type work, the first job that I got, I sent an application. I got called in. I walked with some things that I did. Back then, I wasn't really that experienced. I
Mhm.
used to mess around with Photoshop, that sort of thing. I carried some sample stuff for the ladies to see. She liked them, and she took me on. But that was more or less a PR job, a customer relationship job for me, because they already had a head designer who was from England, and he was pretty good. He even sketched stuff, which was amazing. So I did mostly customer service, and I wasn't particularly happy about that. So
Oh,
then
okay.
I moved to another company where I got to do a lot of design work. I got more exposure. As that went on, I eventually was also involved with their photography. So, it just built from there.
So you learned from them.
Well, I'm self-taught, and they didn't really have anybody there to teach me, so to speak. So
Okay.
I just had to continue learning, and just to have skills that would be able to be of an asset to the company, so to speak.
Do you think that was going into your own business, was that out of necessity, or you just
Yeah.
really wanted to?
In some ways, it's out of necessity, because as I
Yeah.
said, initially I was trying to get a job. It wasn't working out, so, can't just sit at home and do nothing.
True.
Yeah.
So what makes Errol John Photography and Design different from all the other photography companies and design companies out there? Why should I go to you and not to somebody else?
Because I try hard, and I try really hard to satisfy my customers. I know the real value about customer satisfaction, because I was in customer relationship work before, and I hate it when I go to stores and I get bad customer service.
Yep.
So I try my best to make sure that they're satisfied and tailor my work towards their needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. Okay, so what's been your most successful marketing strategy? I was on your Facebook page the other day and I was checking out your photos and
Yeah.
so on. So I know that you've done some social media work.
Yeah, and
So-
it definitely is a powerful vehicle, social media.
Yeah.
But I would say the most successful is referrals.
Yeah.
I think so, because once you do a job for somebody, or you do a service, or you sell a product, and you sell it well, and they love what they get, they're gonna most likely tell somebody about it.
Yeah.
And you know everybody talks in St. Vincent, so as soon as they get something good, they're gonna tell their friend, they're gonna tell their other
True.
friend, and then I found that like some of my clients that I have now, they've never heard about me before, but
Oh.
they've asked people, where did you get that? And then they point them to me, so that definitely is it.
What's your return clients like?
No?
Your return, do people go other places after they go with you?
It depends.
Yeah?
I get return clients,
Okay.
and if it's certain jobs like just doing, I don't know, design elements for a particular project, then sometimes it may just be that, and that's it. And most of the time they come back, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you spend money at all on advertising, marketing?
If I do, it's on business cards
Okay. Yeah.
and on promoting stuff on Facebook, which I did a few of earlier in the year when I started up.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
Right, you had a giveaway, right?
Yeah, I had a giveaway as well. I bought a LCD picture frame.
Awesome.
Okay.
I gave that away to one of my customers. So yeah.
Okay. So what about mistakes that have you made any mistake so far that you wish to caution other entrepreneurs out there about so that they don't make that same mistake in the future?
You would make mistakes, honestly speaking, and it is bound to happen. Just don't beat yourself up about it. I think one of the main ones that I have made that I still haven't been able to fully consolidate is pricing in this market, right? And
Yeah.
pricing services is difficult in itself. So in terms of figuring out rates and stuff like that, because different clients are going to have different needs, so you have to tailor the prices towards their needs. So initially, I didn't do much research initially, but I'm working on that now, and my process and everything is improving.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yeah,
And when you say research,
yeah.
you're talking about within our markets or externally?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
All right. So you would have used like Google.
Use a bit of Google, talk to other professionals in the region,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. 'Cause, yeah.
Which one would have been the most information you would have gotten from?
You get a lot of information online,
Mhm.
but speaking to regional people who are in the same field as I am, you get a better understanding because some of these people have more experience.
Yeah.
The economies regionally, a lot of them are bigger, more robust, so they would more understand what is necessary, why they should price the way they price, etc.
Is it a trial and error kind of thing, or
It can be.
yeah,
It can be. It definitely can be.
and flexibility,
In terms of
pricing?
pricing, I do try to be as
Yeah.
flexible as possible because I want to give you the most value for your money.
Mhm.
That's what I want.
Cool.
More money, more value.
Yeah. The most, yeah.
It's high
Sounds about
prices.
Yeah. So what's the ultimate goal for Errol John Photography and Design? Where do you wanna take this thing?
I want to take it as far as I can possibly take it. I
Right.
want to surprise myself. I want to even be able to do work. I have done work regionally, some internationally. But I really want to be known even throughout the region. I want to be able to do design elements for different Caribbean islands, photography for different Caribbean islands, not just for St. Vincent, but I want to see how far I can take it.
Okay. Any photographers or designers in the Caribbean who you really look up to and you think would be a good role model for you?
A good role model. I look at so many people though, so I can't even single out anyone to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So last question, unless you have any more.
I think so.
Okay. Say somebody's watching the show right now
Yeah.
and
Right.
they're so impressed by Errol John Photography and Design.
Yeah.
So much so that they've decided that they would give you $25,000. They're not investing in your business. They're just giving
Really?
this money to you.
I don't want $25,000. Anybody out there?
Out of the kindness of their heart, they're
Uh-huh.
like, you know what? I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving him 25 grand.
Right.
What are you gonna do with that money?
There's so many things I would want to do, but I would want to expand, I'd want to definitely bring that studio that I have in mind into reality.
Yeah.
Having a controlled environment where I can shoot in for commercial purposes is definitely something that I want.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great.
It
Yeah.
is, it
Any
is,
more
it is.
questions for Mr.
Lots more.
Mr. Brian?
Lots more.
Yes, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of time, and we have another young entrepreneur who we're going to introduce in a short while.
Yeah.
Any final words you want to add? Anything you want to tell the Vincent John public?
Well, you know, if anybody's interested in having any photography or design work, you can look for me at erroljohn.com or on Facebook at Errol John Photography and Design. So that's about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank you for
Alright.
coming on the show. It was a pleasure.
Yes, it
No,
is.
yeah, it was a pleasure.
And all
for
the
me as
best.
well.
Okay, so today's show is all about budding young entrepreneurs within St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And to my right, I have Rani Khan of Rans Creations. Rani, welcome.
Hi.
It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so tell us a little about Rani Khan.
Well, I attend the University of the West Indies KVL campus.
Awesome.
I'm currently pursuing a degree in meteorology, and I'm from Kelborny. I know a lot of you might not know where that is,
I certainly don't.
but it's around Evesham, that area.
Mespo, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So, tell us a bit about your business. What makes it unique?
Okay, my business is called Rans Creations. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and I have a website called ranscreations.com. I'm currently in the process of creating a Rans Creations app as well. So my business, I make hair pieces, I do bow ties, and I accessorize clothing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. How did you get into it?
Well, in 2011, I took a break from school. So I went to the States, and in that season, flowers and bows and all of those things were like big. So I would go to the mall and I would be like, these are so cool. I could do that too, right? So I had a lot of time on my hands, so I decided to venture out and do some research on how to make, hair products. And it took off mainly because I would say that my Facebook page was like a main factor in promoting my business, because I put myself out there and people, like my stuff. So
Awesome.
that was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about your vests, and what made you decide? Because I know you started out with hair accessories. Then after a while, I saw that you started bow ties, and then started dressing up clothes and so on. So
Yeah.
what made you decide to go that route and not just stick with hair accessories only?
Okay, so I have a friend, and I wanted to give her something for her birthday that she could not buy in a store. So I was thinking, what can I do that can incorporate my bows and she can wear it out or somewhere. So that's when I started experimenting on making like clothing accessories, and my friends saw it at her birthday party and they were like, these are really cool, you should do more. So that's how I started accessorizing clothing. And for bow ties, my male friends, they're like, you can do bow ties too. So they so my male audience kind of pushed me to do bow ties because they wanted to look, cool. They wanted Rans Creations to have a male section as well, not just females. So I took advantage of that and I did that as well.
Okay.
Is that male market a big market, or because you don't think males as being, very fashion
Yeah.
forward, I suppose?
These days. Yeah. You should know.
I have no brooch and no bow tie.
True.
Guys have, developed this fashion sense now, so everybody wants something that makes them stand out and look unique and stuff. So I guess,
Awesome.
that's why.
What's your process like? How do you about making things? Is it at home? You have a workshop?
Okay, I think my workshop is my room.
Yeah.
So on a day when I decide to do stuff, my bed is like full of fabric and all of that. But one of these days I'll have a little studio set up in my house
Sounds
just
good.
for Rance Creations.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
So what's been your most successful marketing strategy? I asked EJ this very same question. What's your most successful marketing strategy? You mentioned before that you used Facebook when you just started out and that really helped it to take off. You did anything else?
Yeah. My most successful marketing strategy would be photo shoots. Like, people appreciate good photos, you know? So if you take good shots of your products, people will be more inspired to buy them, and they see the models having fun with their products. They want to, you know, have a unique item as that. So that's like one of my main pushers in terms of marketing, photo shoots. Yeah.
And how do people get your product?
Okay, so two things can happen. If you're on Facebook and you like what you see, you can write a comment and you can say, I want this, and I will inbox you so we can exchange information, and then I will deliver the product to you at a place that we can both meet that's convenient for both of us. Or you can go to rancecreations.com and you check in, like, and whatever you want, you just put it in the baskets, and when you get to the end, you wouldn't have to use a credit card per se. You would just give your information, your email address, your number and everything, and I will contact you in an hour, and upon the exchange of information, when your product is ready, I will deliver it to you at a place that you choose.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Pricing
Yeah.
is something that EG would have spoken about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could imagine pricing be a problem for you. So
Yeah.
is that the case?
Well, in terms of pricing, you have to know like how much money you invested in your
Right.
business, and how much is it feasible to like run your business. So, you know, if you invested $200 in your business, you would like to make a profit. So you need to make your prices be in a way that you make a profit, but you don't cause your customers any strain. So it's affordable for them
Right.
as well. So it's, yeah,
Yes, I.
it's good.
Where do you get your raw material from, though?
Oh,
Locally, Trinidad?
well, in Barbados
In
mainly.
Barbados? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Just
have
studying.
a really good array of fabric.
Yeah.
But when I'm here, I would go to Lanes and get fabric from there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what makes your products unique? Why should I buy a bow or a bow tie
Or a
from
brooch.
or a brooch
Yeah, I like the brooch.
from Rance Creations? Why should I come to you? Why shouldn't I go to a store in town and just pick up something?
Okay, people like to know that they have like the only product of something. Like
Yeah.
they like to know that when they go to town, that they have on the only,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah,
the
you
only
want to
item. They don't want to
Yes.
go around
I'll
and
go past
see
you and meet somebody
4 or
else.
5
You know
people
it's true.
in the
Just like
same
you.
item. So getting something from Rance Creations, I can customize it for you, for your needs, for whatever event that you
Yeah.
want, I can do that for you. So you have the advantage of having a unique product that was handmade with you in mind. So that's why you should choose Rance Creations.
So tell us about one mistake you think you would have made that you would like to caution young entrepreneurs or
Yeah.
potential young entrepreneurs out there about.
I think if I would have done something different, it would have been at the beginning, I would have taken better documentation of how much money I spent investing in my business and stuff like that, so that at the end I would have had proper records as to, you know, profits and downfalls and what's not, so that, you know, I wouldn't be saying that, okay, I'm making a profit when I'm really not.
Because as much as you love it,
Yeah.
you want to know you're making money.
Yeah.
And you
So
wanna-
that's making a loss.
You want to account for everything too,
Yeah.
because you know some
Yeah.
people, they might just go down the road and buy some thread, and they're not even thinking about that piece of thread that they just bought. But you know, everything, all of these things
Yeah.
matter.
Add up,
Everything,
yeah,
Keep
they
it
add
very
up.
important, I agree.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm good with bookkeeping now, but at the beginning,
No.
I should have been more better at that.
How did you learn? How did you find out about bookkeeping? How did you become good at it?
How did I?
Trial and error.
I think at first it was, you know, I return tithe and offering.
Awesome.
So I needed to know how much money I was making in order to return it
utilize
properly.
stuff.
Right.
So it was then, so like after the first month of Rand's Creations, I was like, oh my gosh, I have no records as to what I sold
How much you made?
and how much money I made.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
after that that I, got into that. But it was kind of like I knew what to do because
Right.
of math and all those things. So yeah, that's how I learned.
But you just
Maybe
needed to realize you
self-taught.
needed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about balancing school or probably even your extracurricular activities with Rand's Creation?
Okay, so I've had this question like so much. How do you run your business and
Yeah.
you're in UE and stuff like that? But running Rand's Creations for me is kind of therapeutic. So if a course is just stressing me out, I would just pick up some needle and thread and just make something happen, and then I'll calm down. So it's not. For me, it's
A
not
burden.
like a job,
Yeah.
not a
Awesome.
chore, you know.
Awesome.
So I guess that's how I ended up balancing it all.
Awesome.
That's why
Yeah.
people always recommend that you do what you love.
Yes. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life.
I don't
Right.
subscribe to that, but it's okay. Very cool. And you sweat rolling down your
You
cheeks.
never heard that
Tell me
before?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so we have one last question for Miss Han, and it's the same question that we asked Errol, who just left. If someone were watching this episode of 1+1 and they decided that they're impressed with Rand's Creation, so much so that they've decided that they would give you $25,000. They're not investing their money, okay? They're giving it to you. You can do whatever you want with it. What would you do with that 25 grand?
Okay, with that $25,000, thank you, by the way, whoever is so generous.
I'm seeing somebody give me.
Hint.
With that $25,000, I would invest in Rand's Creations. I think in the future I would like to go into like home decor or interior designing and stuff.
Okay.
And in like wedding planning, like accessorizing weddings and stuff like that. So I will take that money and push my business towards that direction. So, yeah. Thank you
Okay.
for that
Very cool.
$25,000.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I would like a bow tie.
Okay, I officially want
You
to
do?
start my own.
Yeah, it must have yellow polka dots.
That's great.
Yeah,
Polka dots?
so-
Really?
Polka dots, I love polka dots.
He does. I have black
So-
and white polka dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I'd just like to thank you
Thank you.
for being on this show.
Thank you for having
And
me.
we'll hopefully would have you again, and by that time you'll be able to plan
Wedding.
my wedding and my
I would
house. You'll
love
be able
that.
to.
I
Yes?
would love that.
You've never had a wedding,
fine.
right?
No.
Okay, well, yeah. That's
Yeah, I can-
that
I
sounds
can
like
tell
a
you
I'm
this first.
searching for my first Rand's Creations wedding. So, if you're getting married.
Anything else you want to say
Very
before
cool.
we say goodbye? Until next week.
If you guys have a business, put yourself out there, start your business.
Yeah.
It might be difficult at first. You may not know really what you're doing, but as time goes on, you learn through
Yep.
trial and error and all
Yeah.
of that. But it's important to do the things you love and invest in doing the things you love.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks.
We had a great time, and thank you guys for coming once again and watching the show.
Yep.
Look forward to next week and stay tuned. Bye.